are we talking about today? We're talking about the condition reports. Yes, this is a pawn in the rental chess game that will ensure you either get your bond back or not. Let me come a little closer. The thing is, I don't care what the official definition of a condition report is on the New South Wales Fair Trading website. I don't care. I'm going to give you my own definition based on my experience. The condition report is something you cannot ignore, because this is what establishes responsibility for any fault, anything that needs to be repaired, anything that goes wrong, any damage in that property at the end of your tenancy. Now, if you do not fill out your condition report properly, do a half-baked job of filling out that report, you've just handed over your power to the real estate agent potentially, because if they said you caused damage to that property, how can you prove it if you didn't cause that damage? What if the damage was there before you moved in? Yeah. Let me also remind you that the bond is more important to you than it is to the real estate agent. Or let's say it is important to the both of you, but from different angles. The bond is important to you because you're the tenant and because that money belongs to you. The bond is important to the agent because you already know, I don't need to say it, right? They would love to get their hands on that money if you give them a chance. The condition report is that chance. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. My candid advice is, before you move a pin into that house, go over that property from roof to floor, if possible, with a fine-toothed comb, with a magnifying glass, and with your trusty little camera. Take pictures, make notes. Take pictures of that scratch on the wall, the wobbly lock on the door, and attach your notes. That rip in the carpet, the dirty AC filter that has probably not been cleaned 100 years before you moved into that property. Yep, I'm not sure they're supposed to be like this, but this is how we met them. This is secure, but this one is not. Take pictures of the dusty surface on top of the overhead cabinets, which have not been cleaned in decades. Take your time. Okay, don't rush through it, because they will refer back to this report whenever you vacate the premises. And if you didn't put any comments there, you didn't put any pictures to counter their own position and what condition they said the property was in when you moved in. If you don't do any of that, then you can kiss your bond goodbye if they make any claim against you that was captured in this report but which you did not refute. Be careful. This is the sign of movements, right? When the house starts looking chaotic. All of my sewing machines are gone. All of my storage containers, which used to be sitting in this corner right here, they're all gone. And then our linen closet upstairs is all packed out. So movement is happening. I don't know, this evening, which is a Friday, I finished from work, so it was a full day of work for me, and it was a really hectic day because it is also today that we signed the lease agreement and also picked up the keys to the house. And I was doing all of this while juggling my work. I had to take permission from work during my break, and I told them that I might be a little longer because I was going over to the real estate agent's office. I picked up the keys just this evening after eating. We sat down there, my husband came back, and I was like, why are we sitting? We can be moving things into the other house because it's just a 5-minute drive from here, or even less than 5 minutes. So we've done 2 full loads in his car, in my car, 2 rounds actually, just carrying some of the little items. Thankfully, he has already booked with a removalist and they are coming tomorrow, but they are going to be carrying the bigger items like the fridge, the couches in the living room, the TVs, beds. They will take all of that, but because we want to be done with this move in one day, like we're hoping that we can finish the whole move tomorrow, my husband also hired a ute. So while the removalists are here carrying all the bulky stuff, we will be picking up all the other things that need to be picked up, because really we want to get out of here as soon as possible. The plan is that we may not even be here tomorrow. The plan is to sleep over in the new house from tomorrow. I've already transferred our electricity, gas, internet. I have transferred everything over to the new place, so the connection is already set for when we move in, and I am happy. So there is actually nothing still keeping us here. It's to 10 right now, to 10 p.m. We are all still awake, even the kids who usually go to bed at 9. We're all still awake. But yeah, tomorrow is the big day, very big day. That's the updates. We'll see what happens by tomorrow and how we go by tomorrow. Everyone has been helping out, all hands on deck, because we need to get this thing done as quickly as possible. Quick check-in this morning, Saturday morning. The move has started. We woke up this morning, we have gone to Bunnings to pick up the utes that my husband hired yesterday. So we drove him to Bunnings and we're back. So it's time for me to start putting, things together to pack into the car as well. And then there's an inspection going on in this house around 12:45, I believe. So we want to see how much we can move into the new house before the inspection happens. Very dark in here. Yeah, so this is my first trip this morning, okay, and I am alone because the others wanted to have breakfast, but me, I am too motivated to sit down at a place to have breakfast. Otherwise the motivation will die, just as my lights just died. Yes. Oh my goodness. I am going to carry these things upstairs right now because as much as possible, I want to stay organized even as we're bringing stuff in so that it doesn't feel very overwhelming after everything has arrived here. More things are going to come, so obviously I want to clear the way as much as possible. And also, the big bag behind me, I need to use it to organize my kitchen as well. Actually, I need more of those bags. I had more when we moved houses, but for some reason I can't find any of them, so I only have this one. If I am able to, I will rush off to the dollar store and buy more of these bags to help me organize other things. But for now, I have only the one. Let's make it work. They mix it. 1:30 on move day. Just having a bit of a break, and this is my first meal of the day because we've been so busy since morning. This is the magic of sugar soap. For those of you who are in rentals, when you're moving out, this used to be my home office, sewing studio, everything. You can see everything is gone. All right, and I am just trying to get rid of some of the stains on the walls. And yeah, so there used to be a hanging up here, and you can see there's some scuff marks. What I am using now is sugar soap. Just put it on a scouring pad. Use the rough part of it. Scrub, 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 and it is gone. Instead of having to paint the whole place, sugar soap to the rescue. So I am done now. I'm using a clean paper towel just to wipe it off. And you would never know. I'm going to tackle this one over here. You can see the stain on the bottom here. So there used to be a box sitting on the arm of my chair, and the box made this mark on the wall. So let's put sugar soap to the test. First part is gone. 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 I've just come back to our old place very briefly just to see what needs to be done here and what cleaning we need to do. Like I said, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So just general vacuum, sweep the floor, maybe do a bit of a mop as well. Yep, so this is it. This is the pantry, kitchen, family area. This used to be the dining area. Let's see, this is, there was a sideboard sitting here, so obviously it looks a little dirtier than the rest of the floor. Yep, that is it. Let's go upstairs. Empty drawers. This was our master bedroom. Okay, so we still have a few things here, but this obviously needs to go into the bin. And then our bathroom scale, we did not pick it up. It's actually good that they left a paper towel here. It will help in the cleaning. This is the main bathroom. That was the kids' bathroom. The kids' room needs a bit of a vacuum just along the walls there. Not looking very clean. Okay, now that I've seen what needs to be done, I will go back because I need to log into work soon, but I'll be back in the evening or later in the day to get the cleanup done. But I better grab the things that I can carry now on my way out. Okay, so it's about 3:45, and at this point we have spent 4 days and 4 nights in the new house, and today would be our last full day of rent. Okay, maybe not the last full day, but the second last full day of rent in our previous address. I am heading over now to do the final cleaning, which is for the oven. So I just need to clean out the oven as much as I can, and then that will be it for me. My husband will be stopping by there on his way back from work because he also needs to look around the parts of the house that he has been looking after and do a final touch up, and that will be it. By tomorrow we will be handing over the keys and have no other connection to the previous address. Yeah, so I am heading out now. I just finished from work. I have said my goodbyes. I have wrapped up and shut down my computer, so let's go. The real estate agent will conduct a final inspection once they receive the keys, and if anything needs to be fixed or cleaned, they will call your attention to it. Otherwise, your bond might come into contention. Also, remember to take pictures when you're done cleaning before you hand over the keys. Very important. Let's assume that your final inspection goes well and the real estate agent is not asking you to fix anything or clean anything again. The next stage would be for you to lodge a claim for the refund of your bond. And this will be lodged with the relevant government agency. As I mentioned in my previous video, it is called Rental Bonds Online here in New South Wales. One other thing I'm going to strongly advise is that you make sure you lodge that application first. Let your real estate agent not beat you to it, because sometimes it can also become quite complicated. However, I am also going to mention that in case your real estate agent is trying to make a claim on your bond that you think is unfair and unjustified, you can always take it up with the rental tribunal. So you would have to lodge an appeal with the rental tribunal, and then that case will be resolved through them. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, I am again going to assume that everything goes well at this stage. When you lodge a claim for your bond refund, a notice of claim is going to be sent to your landlord or your real estate agent, and they will have about 14 days to respond. Now, if they do not respond within the 14 days, or if they respond with an approval, then you will be getting your bond back, usually within 14 days. There's a few other tips I am going to mention here in relation to your tenancy generally. Please make sure that all communication with your real estate agent or your landlord is in writing. Even if you call them over the phone to report an issue or discuss an issue, make sure you follow up with an email. It is always best to have some kind of paper trail of every communication you have with them. Report all maintenance issues that arise as soon as possible. Do not wait. Tell them, okay? And again, put it in writing. Anytime water bills are issued, if you receive an invoice for your water bill through your real estate agent, always ask for the original invoice, okay? So what usually happens is that the relevant government agency, in this case Sydney Water, issues an invoice, but because the charges are split into what the landlord pays and what you pay as a tenant, sometimes real estate agents do not provide you with the original bill. They just calculate your own part of the bill that you have to pay, which is water usage, and send you a separate invoice. Please always ask to see the original bill from Sydney Water or from the relevant agency in the state before you honor that invoice. Very important. Of course, it goes without saying that if you're going to be making any major alterations, you must let your real estate agent know first, or your landlord, and get their approval before you do so. Also, please keep yourself informed about what constitutes fair wear and tear in your rental and in your state. Okay, so all of this information will be available on the tenancy website in your particular state. It is really important because, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes real estate agents can be unscrupulous in trying to make a claim on your bond on the basis of something that actually is considered to be fair wear and tear according to the law. And of course, it goes without saying that at the end of your tenancy, you will have to return that property to its original condition, again, accounting for reasonable wear and tear. Other things you want to do is to change your address as soon as you move into your new rental. So change your address on all the relevant documents and all the relevant places like your bank, your children's school, your workplace, etc., etc. And on that note, I am wrapping up this series about renting in Australia. I hope you have enjoyed it so far. I hope you've learned a thing or two about how the renting process works in Australia. Don't forget to like this video before you go, subscribe to join the family. I'll see you again in my next one. Bye-bye.